Did you already check your signal? So that you got audio for...
hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody here, and welcome, everybody in the stream. We're streaming worldwide right now. Welcome to the extended Frameless Forum. After this session, we have 2 hours of many very great talks. So take a seat, be excited, and afterwards at 6:30 we have the announcement of the JANUS Awards, so stay tuned for that. But right now, we start with the Frameless Forum extended session. I'm Kate. I'm part of the FullDome Festival Directors team. I've been in the FullDome and immersive world for quite a while now, roughly 6 years, so I've seen my fair share of festivals. But in case you haven't noticed, this is the 16th FullDome Festival already, which is insane. It's quite a lot for a festival, 16 years. And I was wondering, is anyone here who visited the very first FullDome Festival? Is there anyone here? 16 years ago. Yeah? Ah. Well, apart from the obvious ones, like Mickey. Yeah? Okay, so in case you weren't there, we have something prepared for you. We thought we would show you a little bit about the past 16 years and, yeah, take you on a very brief, because we don't have much time, but a very exciting ride. So I would say, Stefan, maybe let's roll the clip. Okay. So we want to tell you a little bit about the festival, reflect on these last years. And as you maybe heard from Lise earlier today, the connection Jena and Weimar is very, very important here. So let's travel back in time, right to the beginning. Let's turn the clock backwards to 2007. Yes. In 2007, our, could say, godfather of FullDome and Bauhaus professor Mickey Rehmann has already introduced the Bauhaus University Weimar to the new world of 360 production. He was looking for an opportunity to present the students' first immersive work in an adequate space, outside of the two-dimensional university, of course. So, where did he go to? He came to Jena. And there, he partnered up with former planetarium chef Jürgen Hellwig, and a little bit later with Volkmar Scheucht from Zeiss, and also with the support of universities like Kiel and Offenbach. They created an opportunity for outstanding experimental and artistic world to be seen. And so, in the middle of Germany,
good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, warmly welcome again to the Jena FullDome Festival. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jena FullDome Festival in Jena.
we welcomed the FullDome audience from the world. Every spring, the eyes of the immersive world looked at Jena, with thousands of people coming from all over the world to watch over 800 films from 30 nations. In the oldest continuously operating planetarium of the world, the FullDome Festival became one of the biggest and longest running festivals of its kind. The festival soon expanded its immersive content to expert talks in the Frameless Forum, concerts, and other events. And until today, the JANUS Award, named after the two-faced god, as you can see here, was awarded many times in many categories. And tonight, there will be 7 more of them. And the Bauhaus University continued to play an important part, introducing immersive theater to the FullDome Festival.
Das ist es jetzt. Leute, Konzentration, wir spielen. Cliffhanger.
And then everything changed. After strengthening the future of the festival with founding the FullDome Festival Foundation in 2016, and after many festivals, hundreds of films, concerts, DJ, VJ nights, 2020 came along. And the pandemic hit the world. And suddenly, a couple of weeks before our opening, all plans came crashing down. With everybody being locked down and coughing at home, and you might hear some people coughing still, we had to change plans quickly. And because canceling was not an option for us, we tried to find a way to bring the Dome to your home. And with the help of André Wünscher and Salve, we created the CyberDome and changed our name a little bit and became the FullDome Streaming Festival.
Let the streaming begin.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, good morning, yes.
It's a really powerful way to connect, and there's an intimacy that's here, which I really value.
Hi to everybody in the FullDome world at the festival.
We've been creating interesting and compelling experiences.
I also wish I could be there with you, but I am, so we're all here together, which is
When
great.
we don't have the ability to go into these places, we can project it into the dome and we can be as if we are there.
So I was very excited to see the potential of this kind of a medium.
FullDome Theater is also about weaving the dome with the real world and thereby expanding the dome.
Immersive content.
The things that this new media, this immersive media gives us is a way to expand.
And I hope that we'll all get to see each other again. In the meantime, we'll see you all virtually.
Neurons firing.
So as you can see, the pandemic didn't stop us, and we managed to stream FullDome content live to the world, connected through virtual Frameless talks, and kept the FullDome spirit alive. And since then, the festival has been expanding further and further. Last year, for our 15th anniversary, we teamed up with FullDome UK, Dome Fest West, and Dome Under to create the Best of Earth program, a collectively curated program including 19 films that was screened at all 4 festivals and additionally streamed in the CyberDome. Those are some of the winning films of the Best of Earth Awards. And through new corporations like these, may they be international like the Best of Earth, or local like Spiegelarche, for example, or cooperations with the Liquid Sound Festival, we bring new experiences to the Dome, like performance art, extraordinary installations, and new places to experience in the Dome. And we even take care of your health by bringing you yoga in the Dome. Some of you may have maybe taken part this festival. And last year, we even had produced our very first 360 series called Kur Commander, which was a Domeflix production. So, immersive media and the FullDome Festival are here to stay, and we can't wait what the future brings, and are looking forward to many more festivals. Thank you. Well, it wasn't easy to go through that, I have to say. Thank you.
Compiling this amazing time travel back into the distant past when time began. That was in the year 2007, as we all remember. The Urknall of FullDome Festival's history. Thank you. It was so great to have you done this. So give her an amazing applause. If that gave you quite a good idea as to where we come from, don't run away, Kate. We also want to know, where do we go from here? And so I think all of this could not be possible without you audiences, but it also wouldn't be possible without a totally amazingly dedicated team of FullDomians, the citizens of FullDomia. And I would like to ask the current team of activists on stage, so you get to see them. Usually they are kind of Speedy Gonzales-like, running all over the place. You can hardly see them. They are faster than neurons. But now they are all physically here. And so, okay, needless to say, Kate Ledina is part of the history. Lise Endler is part of the director's team. Mohammad Jararat is not only at Salve, he's in the team. Then, of course, it's Stefan Harnisch from the planetarium team. And what a nice coincidence that Robert Metzner is also here in his flashy yellow shirt. So give him applause. And I mention this in particular because from now on, things will change, as they have every year. We've had kind of these elder statements, like people like from the Nibelungensage, Jürgen Hellwig and Volkmar Schorcht and Mickey Rehmann, these aging white old men. So it's time we pass on the authority of beautiful management. So at this moment, it's Robert, the new man in town. I mean, he's already mastered this for the last 3 years. And now this is kind of he passed the FullDome Festival Director exam with this festival. Don't you think so? I mean, everything runs smoothly. So this amazing team will stay together forever, from the beginning of time to the end of time. And in the meantime, Robert will be the new director. So good luck. Welcome.
Thank you, Mickey, for your life work in the FullDome scene. Really, that was amazing that you recognized 2007 that this medium is the future, and I think it's still future what we do here and what all the FullDome producers do and artists and also all planetariums that recognize that not only the astronomical thing is important to bring them in the house. This is avant-garde. Avant-garde is the new thing of art, and when you recognize that this medium is so near to the human point of view, the viewing, the kind of viewing, and it's amazing what happens in the next time with this medium, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and I want to make the network of FullDome lovers and strong.
Okay. Strong lovers of FullDome. Here they are. Here they are. May they prosper and have fun. So thank you very much. Now all these people probably you think they just have fun standing around getting your applause. No, they have to work. And I have to work. I'm still in the authority of making announcements. So actually, I'm very proud and happy to announce that in the Frameless Forum Special Edition extended session, which is, by the way, the whole world is watching. We have a free YouTube channel, and they are broadcasting all your funny remarks or your complaints or your boos or whatever out into the wide universe. And but now I'm so thrilled that we have a status report from two eminent gentlemen. One is called Hendrik Houthoff, and the other is called Raoul E. Yeah, that's what I thought. Erdossi. Here they are. And they are producing. Yeah, they deserve an applause no matter what they do. But they do something amazing. They produce a film about the secret life of microbes. And you just start telling what that is. And please go ahead. You can, yeah, go.
Yeah, is the microphone on? I believe it's not. Do I need to? Now it's working. Hi. So, hi, I'm Hendrik Houthoff. I'm the head of education at the JANUS School for Microbial Communication. That is a graduate program in microbiology. And a couple of years ago, through a common friend, I was told to have a word with Robert Metzner. And on this point, I would like to congratulate Robert to, in 3 years' time, I think he entered here as a replacement technician, and to be 3 years later be the director of the festival is absolutely amazing. And it just shows that I was extremely lucky to be directed to the right person, because I was looking for ways to make science compelling to broad audiences, to share our passion about the microbial world that you see so very rarely when you are not a scientist studying it. And so Robert immediately said, yes, I think we should make a movie. I think we can do this. So I started convincing some people at the university. We have a big research program there called Balance of the Microverse, a bit of a priority project at the Friedrich Schiller University. But I started convincing partners at Max Planck Institute, Leibniz Institute, Carl Zeiss, the microscope maker, of course, and we threw some money together, which was mostly from unspent communications budget during the lockdowns. And so we said, let's make this a documentary film. And I had in mind perhaps a David Attenborough style. Oh, so we have some images of microbes on the dome right now. And I had in mind like maybe David Attenborough style journey into the life of microbes, and somebody explains about this. So we got the budget together to recruit a production company, and there were several bids from several very capable companies. But the bid was won by Soft Machine, here represented by its producer, Raoul Erdossi. And Raoul had a completely different plan about this movie, and I will hand over the microphone to tell about that.
Thank you so much, Henry. Yes, indeed. My name is Raoul Erdossi. I'm senior creative producer at Soft Machine, Immersive Productions. You actually know our work because we've been making films with Peter Pop, I'll talk later, since 2004. So films like Legend of the Enchanted Reef, Secrets of Gravity, Life of Trees, that's all from our madhouse of FullDome enthusiasts. And like Hendrik said, yes, when we approached us with a project to make a film about microbes, we thought, okay, yes, quite abstract microbes, but we have to bring this fascinating world to the broad audiences. So we realized we needed to create some sort of empathy, create some characters. And we came up with this really cool story about two robotic drones who explore the world, and they actually go to different places, by waterfalls, inside tree roots and things like that, to see the microbial world in there. And it has also an empathetic story between the two characters. So again, we was very, very excited with Hendrik's project, and we say, okay, we're going to take it on, and we want to bring this enthusiasm of the mixture of arts and sciences, which is what we're all about at Soft Machine, to this edutainment, bring it to the masses. And we're in the middle of starting preparations for the production for this film, which will be a mixture of live action and 3D CGI, computer-generated imaging. And we did actually some location scout yesterday. So today will be a premiere that we'll see with you, the audience, for the first time ourselves. some of the footage that we collected yesterday at the location scouts. I mean, keep in mind, this is not production footage, this is not color correct, this is nothing, okay? So it's not very pretty, but we basically wanted to get these shots, mostly still shots, to get a feeling for the locations that we'll have, in which we'll have our characters and well, the story will play out. So actually, you can give us a thumbs up or thumbs down if you like some of the locations, but you know, we can comment them as we go along. So, Stefan? Can you please play the first clip of the location scout from this? Oh, yeah, so, hold on, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, you can run the clip. I think it might be of interest for our audience to know that our two characters are on a mission. They are setting out to discover how can microbes help us with a sustainable future on this planet. And so you can run the clip now, please. So we are building this story, and this is what Raoul really brought to us, a story. We need these guys to be on a mission. We need to tell a story. I'm still not seeing the clips that we're hoping for. Anyway, okay. So yeah, so this is us. This is my Indiana Jones moment up there, actually. And so we found this, and it looks horrible on this format right now to me. So we found this root structure, and we were trying to find a way. So how do we get from underneath the earth and in the groundwater to the roots of plants? And then this location presented itself. It was a little cave.
We tested this stuff, so of course the horizon will be every different microphone. Sorry. Sorry, this horizon will be different and everything, but actually we wanted to play around to find a cool location which we can see the roots from underneath. This is actually a field where we'll probably work with insects and flowers for the microbes that we find in the insects and flower world. Oh, this is some drone footage that we're trying to see the test with the robots will land.
So, and yes, because we really wanted to set this in Jena. This has got to be a film about Jena. So this is some of the cool microscopy that we're also now seeing for the first time on the dome. And what this is it's going too fast. These are roots of plants. Also too fast. The thing. And this is an insect we filmed yesterday at the Max Planck Institute for Chemical Ecology. It has an organ inside where it actually cultivates bacteria that coat its eggs, and those eggs are then protected from molds and fungi to grow on it, which we're also going to show in time-lapse in this film. This is where we want to introduce people to the plant world and how the bacteria and microbes that live on the top of plants protect them from diseases. So our two characters will have the ability to zoom in and out of the real world that we are presenting here, together with the microscopy images that we've also got. This is part of what's going to be the opening scene. I want to say something about the microscopy image that you saw before, maybe it comes back, where you saw colors emerging and disappearing. These are actually algae in the oceans that create most of the oxygen that we breathe. Most people think that's the trees that do it, but it's not. It's the microbes. And what you saw is a microscopy technique where we can scan layer by layer through a sample. So we were looking through the 3D structure of those cells as you saw them passing in and out of frame. And what we can do eventually is make complete 3D models of those cells, and I have a vision of lots of 3D cells rotating and moving about on this dome. And
more microscopy coming. Oh, there you
yeah, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. We're now going what's called a Z-stack, so you've got your Y-axis, your X-axis, and your Z-axis. We were traveling through that, and we can make the three-dimensional structure of these amazing algae that produce the oxygen that we breathe.
You took away my line because you wanted to ask me a question there, Hendrik, but we'll get there. I think actually that's pretty much the end of the clips. Actually, so we'll continue to have a little Q&A here. You know, when Hendrik came to us and was very enthusiastic, let's make a film, FullDome film. Of course, you have your ideas of what a full film is about, you know, how the production process is. So the first question that I wanted to ask you, how did that initial idea that you had about what film production entails, the complexity, how did it evolve as we started to work on it together? Keep in mind that we have a finished script. We just did a location scouting yesterday, and just wanted to ask a little bit of your impression on that.
So, actually, I thought filmmaking kind of as a thing, or trying to make this documentary film, that we get a company and we tell them, do it, and they do it, and then they come back and they give you the film. But that's not how it works. Because you really need a bridge, and we're so lucky to have Raul there as well, to bring the worlds of filmmakers and scientists together. And I think it's mostly because scientists will tell you some fantastic Latin names associated with this, and you still don't know what's going on here. So actually what you see here are the roots of plants, and what is shown in black are little fungi that are associated with those roots, and actually they exchange nutrients. So the plants can't live without the fungi that colonize those roots. And bringing this story across and finding the story is something that I hadn't really expected. I thought, and even if it's a straight documentary film like the Attenborough that I referred to before, actually he does also have stories in there. So it looks like a factual telling of events, but it's not. And so the story finding is what I hadn't expected and what I'm really enjoying about this project. And I think, hopefully it's evident, but we really do feed off of each other in terms of ideas. And I'm really looking forward to see how it's going. I mean, so this being a test, what about this image? Does this get the thumbs up from people in the audience, or is it, nah, it can be better? We think we can also make this a video, so they kind of slightly move. These are actually plant roots in water. So, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's not clear to me what is the proportion in projects that you have in mind between the captured images and the CGI. Is it all CGI?
No.
No, the proportion, well, first of all, the story, okay, first of all the backgrounds that you'll see in the film, all natural backgrounds and all the microscopy is real. So everything is photorealistic, real. All the microscopy images, all the real backgrounds. The only thing that's CGI are the robots, like the two drone characters that take us through the story, and through their interpersonal connection, they explore this world. So then only we have them as the protagonists that the audience can identify with or empathize with to see what the point of their mission is, but that's it. That's the only CGI elements. Everything is just real, photorealistic. We're working with both versions. In fact, we're working right now with scientists from the Max Planck Institute and all these people, and they're sending us current samples of footage that they're acquiring for this film specifically, and we're basically seeing, okay, will this work on the dome, will it not work on the dome? We're doing some tests, internal tests. What doesn't work, we'll have to enhance it, of course, but it's a mix. So basically we have an ongoing dialogue, which is beautiful. I mean, because yesterday also we were at the Max Planck Institute where we shot that insect, and we have a very direct dialogue, a very collaborative effort, and it's wonderful to work with Hendrik and this association of scientists who are very enthusiastic to convey this message, and we're actually bringing everything together. You wanted to ask me a question?
Yeah, because I think for the scientists, to a certain extent, it's also quite liberating, because we're not going to show anything that's not right, or not correct, but we don't have to live up to the scientific level of scrutiny in the image content. So we can sharpen things, for instance. That would be absolutely out of the question for a scientific publication. But if we want to make it visually more appealing, we have that liberty. And that is very liberating as well. And you can see that, I mean, yesterday we were at the Max Planck Institute for Chemical Ecology. It turned into a really great afternoon. And I think that's where I want to segue into my question for you about, you know, what you have learned about the science aspect about it in making this film.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Actually, Hold on. You want to ask a question, John? Or afterwards? Yeah, I'll answer that quickly, because actually I come from a scientist background. I studied medicine before I went into filmmaking, so I've always been fascinated with science and the mixture of art, science, and art in the first place. But when Hendrik came to this project, to us, I started also researching and learning about this microbial world. And there's so many things that I found amazing, which is ultimately the things that we want to convey in this film. For example, one of the amazing things, which Hendrik already mentioned, that most of the air we breathe, I mean, is photosynthesized by microbes, by phytoplankton in the ocean. So like more 70 or 80% of the breathable air is basically created by microbes, which basically means without microbes we could not live. What I also found fascinating, what I learned, that we have this bad preconception that we think, oh, microbes are bad, these bad, horrible things, oh, disgusting, a film about microbes. But the irony is, and also what I've learned during the process, about 80 or 90% of microbes are good. And not only good, they're necessary for us to live. Without them, we could not even exist. And that brings me also to another point, like I could talk hours and hours about all the stuff that I've learned, because I'm really excited about this. And this is actually kind of the message that we want to convey in the film, this enthusiasm about how everything is interconnected, life and microbe. And the other thing also that I learned, among many other things, that when you think about it, we human beings have a total number of cells. And the total number of cells, 50% of that total number of cells are microbial cells. And the other 50% are human cells. This does not apply to biomass, because in terms of actually the weight, the human cells weigh more than the microbial cells. But the amount, the total amount, to think that we're 50% microbial cells and 50% human cells is pretty creepy, because like we're walking vehicles for microbes. And I just find it so interesting that, hey, microbes are our buddies in some way or another. So we better understand how they interact. So I'll give it to you.
So I hope that by the end of our project, the metamorphosis of him into a scientist and me into a filmmaker will be complete. And I'd like to, if you wanted your question answered, I think we can do that, but I've also just been told we need to
wrap it up.
So we have to wrap it up. We will be happy to answer your question later on. Thank you, Mickey, and for the opportunity, and thank you for your attention.
So, thank you. I think you are aware that scientists can really be enthusiasts. And these two are an example to all of us who are in the misconception of scientists being boring, clipboard-holding, white-clad nerds. No, these are real people dealing with real microbes. And you are the best spokesperson for the microbial world. Now, they are. Without microbes dealing with people like you and me, we wouldn't be here. So I think that's kind of my bottom line of this film. Talking about bottom line, you mentioned the amazing software company, FullDome company, Soft Machine. Now, as it so happens, Peter Popp is sitting here, and I'd like to ask you to come to stage. And there's a reason why I ask, I mean, it's always nice to have to stand next to Peter Popp. Last year, and that was also shown in Kate's historical documentary, we had the Best of Earth format, where 4 FullDome festivals around the world teamed together to create a Best of Earth award. Now, these statues were so precious that they could hardly be sent around. They were produced by Cosima Göpfert, who is an amazing FullDome statue designer. Here's the famous FullDome JANUS. But Peter Popp and the Soft Machine Company submitted the film called The Land of the Enchanted.
The precise title is The Legend of the Enchanted Reef.
Thank you for giving the precise title, which I'm going to repeat. It's not The Land, it's of course bullshit. It's The Legend of the Enchanted Reef. And that film was so good that jurors from all over the world and 4 festivals on 16 continents decided this guy deserves an award. And lo and behold, we're waiting for this moment to hand over the Best of Earth award statue to Peter Popp, who is now proud owner of this magnificent award. So can you hold it up and make it for a photograph? Yeah. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Handle it with care.
I handle it with care.
These laurels are very fragile. But I can also make the announcement that on March 23, yeah, I got him a nice box. Yeah. Thank you for being so considerate, Thomas. This format of Best of Earth will be done again next year. Probably it will be on March 23rd that we have another ceremony where the next round of Best of Earth FullDome shows will be awarded. So take this home to Munich, put it in your cabinet next to your Oscars and your Januses, and thank you again for delivering such an amazing Legend of the Enchanted Reef.
Okay.
What's the title in Deutsch?
Der deutsche Titel ist die Legende des Zauberriffs.
Of course, die Legende des Zauberriffs. Thank you. What's even more precious is this box where you can safely carry it around. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you feel entertained by getting me up the stairs, up the stage, trying to connect through Zoom with Ed Lance, who is our next presenter. And since he's not here, we have to go where he is, which is Los Angeles. And it should be 7 o'clock, maybe later, in Los Angeles. And I'm trying to start the Zoom conference now. Whoop. So this is Ed Lance. Obviously, in real. Ed, can you see me? Can you hear me? Mach mal mein Bild auch an. So he is, yeah, audio and Bilder. Hi, Ed, can you see us? Yes, he's waiting.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Actually, your sound is even better than mine.
Oh, goodness. Well, good morning from sunny SoCal, Los Angeles, the Pacific Palisades. It's great to be here with you, Mickey and team. Go ahead.
Yes, you go ahead, because you are the presenter. I'm just the announcer. I hope we didn't keep you waiting for long. The audience has read that you are always doing amazing stuff. You've been to Jena, you've been to a number of Frameless Forum sessions. And now, what do you tell us about the future of NFT, Dome, communal activities, and art, and whatsoever? So just take the stage and inform us. You've got 15
Rock and
minutes.
roll, and yeah, just give me screen sharing permission, and I'll run with the show.
Oh, that's the one where I usually fail. Can somebody help me?
I just want to say, Mickey, congratulations to you and your team. Congratulations to Robert on taking the mantle, and Kate and everybody. It's an honor to be speaking at the longest running Dome Film Festival in the universe that we know of anyway. And hello to all my friends in Germany and beyond, and young and old, and some of you are very old. What I'd like to talk about is a little project that we did in Yeah, okay, we'll get the permission just to screen share in a minute here. Little project that we did.
You're talking about old age. There's a certain, be aware of the poison of old age. I'm here without my glasses and I can't do screen share. And if I usually do screen share, you see my screen and not yours. We had this before. But helpful Sascha Kriegel jumped up the stage, helpfully, and realized that he needs his glasses too to do the So the beautiful, young, mature Sascha stumbling back and trying his best to share the screen. We share our spirits. We share the dome. And
you might notice I'm wearing a Spitz shirt here. I worked at Spitz for 8 years. I think, what was it, 96, I believe, 95 or 96, I started working there.
Of old days. We've had
and also worked at a planetarium in Cocoa, Florida, Astronaut Memorial Planetarium, and we hosted IPS in 94. And at the time, it was hailed as the most advanced planetarium in the world. It was the first hybrid
1984 or 1894? See, it's nerd decision by committee. It's really amazing. We've got good advice from all sides.
Awesome, there we go. About to rock and roll here. Are you guys seeing this?
Domance. Thank you.
Yay.
Retreat. We leave the stage to you. We've been embarrassing enough.
Okay, I'll make this quick. I just want to give you guys a sneak peek at what we've done here. By the way, my company, Vortex Immersion Media, we operated the Vortex Dome for 10 years in downtown LA. Ended up taking it down and putting it in storage due to the pandemic. But we've done pop-up dome events all over the world. And gosh, hundreds of dome events we've produced. And I left the planetarium market in a way because I wanted to explore art and entertainment in the domes. We produced lots of live 360 performances. You might have seen James Hood's Mesmerica, I think won a JANUS award some years ago. I'm one of the gatherings that I attend, aside from JANA, FullDome Fest, is Burning Man. But of course, you know, when the pandemic hit, Burning Man, community of innovators, they went virtual and created Burning Man in the metaverse. So you might have seen this project that we did in the metaverse. We created a Burning Man camp, and I was surprised to see 9,500 visits over 2 weeks. We had 15 films from 7 producers, produced a whole bunch of screening events. It was very popular. So, you know, and we have this vision of the metaverse world and the real world domes being merged. And critical to this is some sort of economic model, and decentralized crypto seems like a good way to go with that. So we wanted to explore NFTs in the dome. And so we worked with a group called Searchlight.art. They specialize in NFT and curating artists and whatnot. And we launched this back on Valentine's Day, and we had 65 artists contribute. And what we did is we actually trained many new people how to create, many of the artists how to create content for the domes. If you don't know what an NFT is, you know, don't feel embarrassed about that. It's a craze that's taking over. It's probably starting to dip down now into the trough of disillusionment, and will eventually come up onto the plateau of productivity, as they say. But these are tokens that can represent a partial stake in digital art. And digital artists have, you know, really not had a way to sell their works. How do you sell a video? You can sell it on a monitor and hang it on a wall until the monitor breaks. It doesn't have archival, right? But so things are really starting to open up for artists. This is a peek into Domelandia. We have 3 themed domes in here. And we turned each of these into an NFT screening room. And we rolled in some short films with that as well. This is the Innocence Dome. We have 23 NFTs, and these are immersive NFTs. They're Dome master frames. Some of them are stills. Most of them have music or sound and are maybe 20 seconds long. They're just little ditties. And that's why we also rolled in some FullDome films so people could see what the medium can do aside from, a very short piece. And the Innocence Dome was focused on the sort of innocence of discovering new love. And Limerence Dome is where now you're obsessed with love. And limerence is actually a medical term, I believe, that refers to the rush of infatuation that you get that can kind of make you go crazy sometimes. So there's a dark side to that as well. And then we had the Essence Dome, which is like, okay, now we're mature, we're aware, and wise. And then that's exploring love from that point of view. And we had some really great NFTs. And you can see some of these are Dome master frames, still frames. We also had a gallery in Spatial, which is an NFT type metaverse gallery, where these were displayed as planar images on a wall, framed images. But some of the artists didn't quite get how to map for a dome. We displayed their work anyway. It was all very experimental. You could see this wouldn't necessarily map well. It was fun. They all got to see, whoa, my goodness, what is this? This is very different when you put it on a dome, So we're bringing artists into this space. Domance, the attendance statistics, we had about 2,000 joins, which is pretty good for, a niche kind of a thing like this. So we did sell some NFTs. It was enough to pay for my AWS streaming and storage. Here's a little sizzle video. So this was a lot of fun. We had talks, we had artist presentations and special screenings and reception and tours. The actual exhibition is still open. You can jump in there if you like. You can go to searchlight.art/domance or just searchlight.art and go down the exhibition. I also wanted to mention DomeFest West. We were proud to partner with the JANUS FullDome Festival on the Best of Earth back in 2021. We're going to do that again. All the films of 2022 will have a Best of Earth award in 2023. So also, our DomeFest West, if you can get out to LA, is coming up October 6th through 9th. If you can't get out to LA, well, you can actually join our Metaverse Summer Series, where we're going to be screening some of the best films from last year in the Metaverse. So YBR 508 is the code, and AltSpace VR if you'd like to join us. And one other thing, how are we doing on time, Mickey?
Pretty good.
Okay, if I have a little bit of time, what I can do is actually show you in real time the metaverse here. This is a screen console view. Of course, you can come into here, into Domelandia with a VR headset, if you like. And then you can really get the fully embodied immersive experience. But we have the 3 domes. Instead of trying to run the films in all 3 domes, which would have audio problems and bandwidth problems, we put a teleport portal in each of these domes, and you can then click on the teleport portal or walk into it, and voila, you enter what's essentially an immersive screening room where you can now watch the film in a screening room environment. So very cool stuff. Here's the film running. And we can walk into the dome and look around. This is a great piece by Quasar. He is creating some really fantastic stuff. But you know, these are not films or movies, it's art. And this is an art gallery exhibition. And it's kind of cool in here because you can, in addition to, you know, walking around, you can also socialize with people. Obviously, it's a metaverse. That's one of the cool things about the metaverse. You can also, if you change your settings, you can fly. So we can actually lift off the ground and fly up into the air and watch the dome from up above. So it's a lot of fun. So anyway, really, that's what I have to present. And we, again, are doing the Metaverse Summer Series and this July. And we actually are trying something interesting because, you know, an artist who creates a 5-minute film, you know, gets to screen it once at a film fest and maybe that's it. And so we love showcasing artists and their works. Those works can stay up in the domes for any length of time in the metaverse and be accessible to all. And we're also offering screening domes to sponsors in order to support the world builders. So that's something new that we're trying, create a little bit of a monetary model. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I so appreciate this opportunity to present what we've been up to here in Los Angeles.
Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Really great to have you here to explain what I think it's an intuition that many of us have, that the real dome world, or the boundary between the real dome world and the virtual dome world is getting fuzzy. And we can interact like we do now, virtually over a couple of thousand miles. Mm. And what I'm particularly interested in, I just want to ask you, what exactly does it mean you can socialize in these domes? Am I going there as an avatar or as myself?
Yes, you are. In fact, what you didn't see, and probably what I should have done, is taken a selfie of me, because I was walking around as an avatar. And when you put on a headset and you have the hand controllers, you can now animate, you can look around, your avatar, you're puppeteering your avatar, but you're seeing the world through your avatar's eyes. So you're embodied, you have autonomy, you know, it's a sense of presence in the virtual world. So it's very powerful. And the thing that I'm most excited about, guys, and Mickey, is I've been working on these XR stages here in LA. And I'm active in the Producers Guild, and we're doing tours of all these stages. And these are, they're shooting The Mandalorian and all these new films on these big LED stages. And it's all driven by Unreal in real time. This technology is going to merge with the domes, and the dome will be a portal into a metaverse world, and performers in the dome will interact with the world, and avatars all over the world can come in and interact. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait for the future here.
I mean, it's great to hear these puns, and meanwhile, you are creating, you're using Unreal to create real experiences, which is, of course, is a software, but anyway. Yes.
Well, so, some say we're living in a simulation anyway, so hey, we're just creating another layer of simulated reality.
Welcome to the creationists of layers. What I was just thinking, maybe I'm with my avatar or with my selfie self or whatever, walking in one of your dimensions, yeah. And I see some person next to me, be it avatar or someone else, and I kind of get more interested talking to that person than in the actual film, although it's probably great media art. Can I interact with that person, and how?
Oh, absolutely. Although the polite thing to do, just as like in the real world, you might want to, hey, let's go outside and talk, right? So when you're in the metaverse, there's a proximity to the audio. So when you're close to someone, they're louder. If you step away from them, you can't hear them so much. So it would be rude to have a conversation in the middle of a screening in the real world. And the metaverse is not that different, you know, from the real world. It's a simulation of the real world. So we try to have the same level of decorum that one might have in the real world.
Thank you. I'm really relieved that the law of politeness also is applicable to the immersive dome world, as it's here. Whereas, I mean, people are very free to socialize, which they do, in and out of the dome. And I think one of your next dome festivities will come as we are or as we want to be. It's fun to connect and reconnect. And it's also good to know that you are part of the Best of Earth scheme, and we'll be probably having committee meetings over Zoom or in your dome again to prepare for the Best of Earth, for the next round of Best of Earth awards. So thank you very much, Ed Lance. You should get another roaring round of applause from the audience here.
See you guys. I'm going to jump back onto YouTube, so I'll still be watching.
Okay. If the latency is long enough, you might just see the last thing of you waving goodbye to catch up in real time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. So, sehr schön, was es in LA gerade gibt. Nicht zu vergessen, dass einiges das, was von Felix Herbst und André Wünscher gesagt wurde, ja auch in diese Richtung geht. And even the Festoon software, there is a strong move towards virtualization of real domes and also of valuing the reality of the experience of being physically in the dome and enjoy the urge to move, as Lisa has informed us. And I believe young and elegant Stefan with an amazing jump up the stage, really amazing. I mean, you're so flexible in your young bones, amazing. You are now preparing...
Young bones, he said.
Yeah, he said. You're probably preparing Dr. Marianne Wagner's presentation, is that right?
Indeed, my friend, I do.
Oh, he does. So, I'm very happy to announce the presentation by Dr. Marianne Wagner. She is an employee of the Planetarium in Hamburg. And the two lines by which to announce her, they're so wonderful. She's a pop singer and astronomer. And she's not schizophrenic, and she's integrated the two. And this is something that we are really happy to hear you talk about. Dr. Marianne Wagner, oh Gott, der ist so elastisch in den Knien, der Stefan. Alle. So you're setting up your laptop there. Shall I leave this microphone for you, or does she get another one? Okay. Marianne, du kriegst jetzt ein wunderbares schon gut angewärmtes Mikrofon. And, yeah. I'll drop the microphone here. Einfach los.
Lots of equipment. Yes, I'm Mariana Wagner from Hamburg Planetarium. Yes, and I'm an astronomer, astrophysicist, and I'm a songwriter actually, and music producer, but I do sing too. And well, yes, I'm here now to present you the Sound of Space presentation, which might pop up anytime on the dome right now. I will bother you with another flat presentation, but okay, you've seen enough FullDome content, I guess. Just a short background story. I studied astronomy, and meanwhile I was already writing songs for other people, and then when I handed in my PhD thesis 2 days after, I signed with Sony as a songwriter for Sony ATV, and I also did music production. And I did that I set myself a time limit because it's really hard to survive on GEMA only. I mean, on the money you get from writing a song for somebody. Maybe 1 year later you get some cents for some streams. Now it's really hard to get along with this kind of money. So it wasn't only that decision, but somehow I woke up one day and thought, why don't I join my 2 universes, which, astrophysics and music? And this is what I try to do. And it's really an honor to be here. By the way, thank you. Thank you that I can be here. I'm here for the first time. So, yes, I somehow came to make this show, and I went with my hard drive and went with my computer to Thomas Kraupe, and he was glad to produce the show together with me. But astronomy and music, first thing that people told me, you cannot join those 2, you cannot do it professionally or competitive, you cannot earn money, you have to decide what you want to do, one world only. Which did not resonate. I tried, but always one thing was missing, so I decided to follow my heart and to join those 2. I'm not really calling it astro music, but it looked good on the slide. So what you might not see so much, there are a lot of speakers in the background, but it's really dark. Yeah, doesn't matter. So I joined those 2. But I had to find some kind of format to join those. I mean, we all know, you all know that you can join astrophysics and music really smoothly with each other. We have somehow those two, I would say, categories. Either you have a music show, a DJ show with background, a FullDome background video, which supports the music, and the music is the product, I would say, or the star of the show. Or you have an astronomy show, an educational show, which you support with great music, normally spheric music, airy music, kind of. I mean, and you have people like Hans Zimmer who do movies, and you can put their music under any astronomy show. It always sounds great. But yeah, those 2 categories already existed, so I thought about what I would do, because for me it was astronomy and music, they were kind of equally as important. So I did Sound of Space, and wow, you don't really see what I wrote. Okay, above there is music, and below there is astronomy. Because I wanted to weigh them equally as strong. And as I said, I went with my idea to Thomas, and he was glad to embrace this new concept, because I really wanted to make a show which is also commercially. I love art, but it's not really my, my strong suit. What I do music and I do astronomy, and to bring those two together in this kind of equally weighted form, you need some brave partner to say, okay, we will have this show in our planetarium, and we will try that. So, well, it wasn't that the music production started then. I came with the whole show already with the music in my pocket. And I want to tell you now how I approached this. I had to find some noises which were, different enough sounding from each other. Because if you listen to libraries of noises of space, for example, NASA puts it out on Spotify, then you hear a lot which sounds like white noise, basically. But there are few great noises which sound better than that. Nothing against white noise, but 10 songs with white noise in them, then maybe it's art again. So, first of all, I want to show you a noise of Saturn and Enceladus, his moon. They are connected by Saturn's magnetic field, and they have a conversation with each other through plasma waves. And I try to play it now. Wait a second. I will switch over. So my signal is going out. Maybe you can activate it. I'm still sending my signal.
Oh, Maria, and I'm listening, but I do not get a signal.
Yes, but I have it on external speakers. Well, we practiced it and it worked. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Not today. I will try just... That sounds about right. No, it looks about right. It doesn't sound. Okay, well...
Did you unmute it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I will use the microphone, so I will... Attention. I will plug it out. Oh, sorry. I was too quick. So, great. I don't know what happened. Maybe the driver froze because we closed the laptop. That's not so good because I want to show you a lot of music. So maybe we have to fix that problem. Yeah, I will change it again. So I will plug it in again, right? Okay. There it is. There we have it. So it actually was closing the laptop. So we have that conversation of Saturn and Enceladus. NASA called it the eerie song of Saturn, and you can use it as an instrument in the song. I used it like as a synthy sound. The concept of the show is I'm explaining the physics of the sound, why the sound exists, and then the pop song follows, and I use this sound as an instrument. For example, the sun. This is a really great example because there we have real sound waves. Most of the time we have just light to sound conversions, but the sun, it has real sound waves in its body, resonances, vibrations, and you can see them in the light, and you can again make a conversion, but they are actually really sound waves. And it sounds like a really great bass. And it has also a rhythm, you know? So I used it as a bass guitar for the song afterwards. Yeah, those are the resonances you see. They come from convection within the sun's body. And also comets can sing a sound. I call them the cooing comets because they somehow sound a little bit like a pigeon. This is the interaction of the solar wind with the emerging, the coma of the comet. And finally, I found my ride or die. Tom Ammermann, maybe you've seen him yesterday. He didn't help me write the songs, but he did help me mix the songs, introducing me to his software. And now I want to show you a little bit of that. For example, the pulsar. It makes a beat. You see it in the spikes there. And now I will switch over to my audio. Here we have it. It doesn't sound... It's mixed in 11.1, so now it sounds a little bit funny. But what I want to show you is what happens here in the mix. You see all the tracks here in the arrangement window, and each track has its distinct position in the dome. So I wanted to really make the space sounds the stars. So more or less everything is stationary, which is really an earthly music instrument, but the space sounds and the voices, they move throughout the dome. So you can really feel the sound of space within the song in the dome. Yeah, you see the X, Y plane on the left and the Z axis on the right. See how crazy things happen? And the little dots are moving. It's really nice and easy to do. So I made a remix, and Tom was supporting me with a final mix. And now I want to show you another example. It's the chorus sound of Earth. And it sounds a little bit like a frog. Oh, wait a second. I'm in the wrong window. It's like a romantic night in a tropical environment, but it's actually the song Our Earth sings to us. And of course, it's very atmospherically dense. That's like a musician joke. And I used this as well in the Earth song, of course. In the beginning. There you see the drums. And I named it the Bulgarian choir. This is my Bulgarian choir. And you see the different voices and the different tracks moving through the dome. A little bit of the movement you can hear here, but I cannot really put it out through my laptop as you would hear it in the final production.
पृथ्वी ऊपर वसना एक मानव तरफ थी ब्रह्मांडना अन्य अवकाशમાં વસનારા
So this is how I approached, or I made my approach, and this resulted in the show Sound of Space. And basically, that was my talk. So I would recommend you coming to Hamburg. Thank you very much. you have questions, maybe.
She asked if you have any questions. Doesn't seem to be the case.
No.
She's around, so if your question comes a little later. Thank you, Dr. Mariana Wagner, for this wonderful presentation, bringing us both the world of sound and earth and space and music very, very close. Thank you again. So we wanted to show you another great presentation with a Hamburg connection by Achil Maurer. Yes, it's time to leave the stage. So it's Achil Moser. Exactly, that's what I wanted to say early in the morning. Achil Moser called me in the morning, and there is some major conundrum in the Hamburg train station, so he couldn't come to Jena, which is really a pity because he prepared, along with Sascha Kriegel, some really nice conversion project of a multi-visions show to the Dome. But it would be kind of sad to just squeeze it in without him. But we rearranged things, and Sascha Kriegel volunteered to give a international recap of this Achil Moser show tomorrow morning in the beginning of the program. So we start with this Achil Moser show done by Sascha Kriegel in the morning, and then Der kleine Havelmann is another Hamburg show. There's a lot of hamburgers these days around. Good. And the program will continue as printed. That doesn't mean we are at the end of our project, not at all, because we have the guys from Kinetarium. And whatever they do, whenever they show up, there is excitement and joy in the Dome, because they bring the art of interactive gaming to the Dome audiences. And I think that I'm not promising too much, that Micha has something maybe that he wants to explain what it is that we are going to play. Do you have a microphone, Micha?
Yes, thank you. Thank you that I can be here again. And hopefully Stefan will prepare the computer. So we had only 2 testing times today, and we tried to play computer, and everybody is invited to open the website. You can scan the QR code, or you can type in the URL and log in to our computer game. I gave you a little hint. The navigation is a little bit tricky. You are normally used to play on a video screen in a frame, so navigation to the top and to the bottom is a little bit strange in the Dome. So if you fly your rocket in front of you, you will have a great experience, and if you are handling this in the correct way, you can fly around to the top and to the bottom and behind you. That is more advancing. And this is the introduction of our Kinetarium platform. We enable every visitor in the Dome the interaction with the projection. And we developed several content, some educational content with scientific aspects like wind or the swarm, or like the thing with the space debris in our orbit. And we have the opportunity of different different amounts of visitors. So we have the rocket content. We had 220 people flying around their rocket. You can find your rocket. Some are already testing it with a bottom lighting. You can find it again, and you have a number. You see the number, of course, on the controller of your smartphone. Does anybody has a problem with the connection? Okay. Some other problems to get in? Wir sind eine pazifistische Organisation. Yes, indeed. We try to get a funding from the state to develop more content. And I try to switch to another. Yeah, no problem. We will try some other things. So we are loading the show. The show is about space debris, and I think I will hop through the timeline. So perhaps it's getting a little bit difficult. So we made hotspots in. You can explore some content about the space, what is called space, Raumfahrt, space programs, how the mankind did all the trash in the orbit. And then we have some content, it's a narrator speaking about the different orbits, and we have included a quiz. We can make a quiz afterwards again. So we have implemented data from the space debris, and I think Stefan didn't get the acoustic, the audio. We are out of cables. We have not enough cables here in Jena. All the musicians take away the cables. So we lost the sound. Sound is very important for our experience, of course. We have implemented music. We have composed music, and also we have sound. And we try to get in the future a spatial sound for our events. And here you can experience. I press the button for the play, but it's a little bit boring because we are talking about the space station. We have to take care that the space debris does not hit the space station, and 2 times or 3 times in a month the space station has to fly away from the regular orbit to avoid collisions. And so I'm talking about the things we did in the master. Much better than I can do instantly here. So, and at the moment, we put some space debris, some old satellites, at the moment 8, and it's very tricky to get flying around. To avoid collisions. If you collide, you're stuck a little bit then after a few seconds you can fly again. And I'm so sorry that we have no sound, because we have very nice sounds here. It's it's a little tragedy. I'm not able to transport the sound. Perhaps we switch again. So, and we work together with DLR. It's a space organization here in Germany, and we talked about their technology. They build lasers, strong lasers, to detect space debris, and this is the mission you have to complete here. So it's about the technology they build in containers, and they ship it around the world, and they track all the space debris in an accurate way, so the precise position of the space debris is more the aspect than avoiding it or einsammeln. And you have to detect the little parts which are flying around here. We hide at the end 100 objects, and if you manage to detect every little piece of metal, then the mission is completed. So hopefully next time you can experience Kinetarium with sound. And another hint for navigation, I see a rocket with the number 34, I think. It's flying around the bottom, the circle at the top of the dome. If you fly down, you navigate downwards, so you can leave the zenith of the dome. You already detected nearly 70 objects. And also this part is much more fun with music and with the sounds you can do. So perhaps we can switch again. We will switch to some quiz content I created in the morning. So this is a new feature we developed recently. You are able to create your own question and answers. It is very easy, and it is very quick to do. So, I choose the wrong. So here we are. So you can type in the language you want to use. So it's not depending on the language. And in which year did the first FullDome Festival take place? So if you listen to Kate a few minutes ago, then you will know the answer. The good performance of Kinetarium is that your controller, if you look at your smartphone, switches the interface automatically. So you have 4 buttons to press for the 4 answers. And I think everybody knows the right answer. So, question number 2. Which Roman deity is practically associated with the festival? Is it Venus, Mercury, Vesta, or Janus? It is also very easy if you have listened. Oh, there are some wrong answers. So, next question. Who is not part of the jury of the JANUS Award in 2022? Dr. Mariana Wagner, Mike Phillips, Robert Metzner, or Michaela French? Okay. Robert Metzner, of course, he has no time anymore. He's now the president of the festival. Which NFT coins does not exist? Tezos, Abe, Theta, or Flow? This is also very easy. If you walk around here in Jena, of course, we have no ape coin. There are existing ape coins, but Ernst Abbe is a famous man here in Jena. So this is the quiz generator. And my last question is what are the club colors of the Carl Zeiss Jena Football Club? Is it blue-white, blue-yellow-white, yellow-green, or blue-orange? Of course, blue-yellow-white. This would lead to our last content I want to show to you. This is called soccer. But I'll try it, and then Stefan perhaps help me to start another version of the kinetarium. Yes, it failed, so we have to open. A short moment, please. So Stefan was not prepared for this request. Sorry for the delay. So these are not the club colors of FC Carl Zeiss Jena, but you can play football in the dome. We had moons to play football or satellites, and these are kind of normal footballs. Also, this game is more funny with sound and with a good moderator. I'm not that good sports moderator, so I could not comment all the activities going on the screen. And perhaps we are invited next year with sound, then we can bring more content and we can play a little bit longer. Thank you very much.
There's one question.
Yes, please.
When I have a dome, what do I need so that I can use Planetarium in my dome? Which technology, connections, whatever?
So please, I didn't get it.
When I have a dome, I want to use Planetarium. What is needed so that it can run in my dome?
So first you need a digital protection. Of course, we want to play computer, and then you need either Digita 7 or the modern SkyScan or RSA Cosmos system, and mostly they include capture cards, so we are plug and play. Here on the system, the computer for live generation of visuals is used to play the Planetarium. We need not a lot of space, not a lot of performance for the computer. It runs also on the laptop as a master computer, and you need internet on the computer to get the connection to the web server, and that's it. We implemented NDI. Here it works via Spout, and that's magic.
Good. So since Sasha has access to a dome, he may want to play around with it. So thank you. That concludes our afternoon Frameless Forum extended session. Thank you for listening. Thank you for presenting. We have now a very relaxed 25-minute break before at 6:30 we'll announce who's gonna run home with these spectacular JANUS statues. So come back on time at 6:30. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the trailer. And now we proceed to announce who will win a JANUS in the 2022 contest. Before that, I assume, because not all of you here in the audience read die Deutsche Bildzeitung, I have to inform you that the tabloid that announced Essen zu schlecht, Zelle zu klein, Knackis, genervt von Jammer-Boris, that was the top of the news yesterday's Bildzeitung. And of course there's the local Thuringia section, which has here 48 Filme werden bis Sonntag gezeigt, Kuppelkunst im Planetarium. So isn't that amazing? We are, I mean, what is Kuppelkunst? I mean, der Kuppelparagraph, der wurde schon längst abgeschafft, aber hier wird auf jeden Fall nochmal darauf hingedeutet. Und für uns ist das völlig selbstverständlich, dass Tabloids, Hochkultur, MDR-Kultur, die Presseabteilung von der Bauhaus-Uni Weimar, die Presseabteilung der Hochschule für Musik Franz Liszt, Radio Lotte, Salve TV, alle berichten über das FullDome Festival. Was hätten wir dagegen, wenn die Bildzeitung sozusagen Presse anhalten, erste Seite frei, Kuppelkunst im Planetarium. Jetzt wissen wir, was hier läuft. So, das war zur Einführung die kleine Presseschau. Jetzt gibt es die etwas relevanteren Bewegungen. Wir haben natürlich, wie jedes Jahr, verschiedene Kategorien, in denen wir Preise vergeben. Und dieses Jahr haben wir Preise in folgenden Kategorien vergeben. Best FullDome Shortfilm, eine Kategorie. Best FullDome Feature Film, auch eine Kategorie. Best FullDome Art and Experiment Film. So dann Best Art and Education Film. Wie viel haben wir jetzt schon genannt? 4. Dann, ganz wunderbar, Best, habe ich schon Shortfilm? Habe ich schon Featurefilm? Habe ich schon Education and Science? Aber was ich auf jeden Fall noch erwähnen möchte, wir haben auch die Category Best New Talent Film, formerly known as Student Award. Aber inzwischen haben wir festgestellt, es gibt so viele tolle junge Leute, die nicht unbedingt immatrikuliert sind, aber tolle FullDome-Filme machen. Deswegen einfach, diese Kategorie heißt Best New Talent Film. Das war die Nummer 5. Ich kriege schon das mit auf die Reihe. Weil jetzt kommt Nummer 6, das ist einer der beliebtesten Awards. Die Jury, zu der ich auch gleich kommen werde. The jury sometimes is so fascinated with one film and they are thinking hard, which category would fit this film? And then they find there is no category. And for this case, the FullDome Festival Foundation offered a special jury award for, it's like a joker in the deck of cards. It can mean anything, and it will award whatever needs to be awarded, although there is no category to go with it. So that makes that makes 6 awards. So where's the 7th? People who are good at counting may realize there are 7 Janus sculptures. The 7th Janus sculpture goes to the best FullDome audio production. This is kind of another big theme. I mean, we've had all these magnificent presentations about the necessity of 360 audio and how good that is for everyone and that it should be everywhere. I'll just put this in brackets for a while. Because now I'm extremely happy to be able to personally welcome 2 of the 3 jury members who took time out and spent hours in their dome home brain to watch at all the eligible films and then make a decision as to who will win this one. I start with the 3rd jury member, and that is Dr. Michaela French. She's out in the UK. if you were here for the Frameless Forum in the morning, you saw her present her wonderful, competent delivery about what she's working on and how she understands the dome world. So we're very happy that she was in the panel. And now we come to Professor Mike Phillips from the University of Plymouth. If you care to come up and enjoy the limelight. Mike Phillips. You also know him from his presentation. And last but not least, we have Dr. Mariana Wagner, third member of the jury. You also know her from her presentation just recently. These three were sitting together, and after they've seen all the films, we had a kind of a session and over Zoom. And how on earth did you arrive at these amazing decisions? Elder statesman Mike, how did the jury work?
Well, it wasn't painful at all. I mean, watching 48 48 videos in all sorts of different kinds of head-mounted displays, full domes of different sizes, and then rewatching them on YouTube and stuff like that was actually really pleasurable. Although I've always maintained that I've carried the dome in my head, so you don't need all this kind of peripheral architecture and stuff. But it was a very long and arduous process to go through this stuff, and then of course to fit them into these weird categories, because there are multiple contenders for all of them. And in the end, after that conversation, which I think was a good 2 hours we selected those, and then try and drill them down was really tricky. And it was that was the hard bit, I think, and coming up with those kind of decisions. So I don't know how you feel about it.
Yes. Yeah, it was, with those movies, there was some really quite clear, and on some we spent really a long time discussing and throwing back and forth arguments, and also maybe convincing each other, because we have, I'm not like 20 years in the dome world, so I have a bit fresher pair of eyes maybe than you, which can be a disadvantage and an advantage. Yes, so this is how we derived at a decision, and I think we made very good choices. I'm very confident in that.
I mean, I must admit, it was actually not just age either way, but the variety of kind of disciplinary inputs that I've had into this, from Michaela, and myself. We all come from different kinds of backgrounds, and that, I think, gives it a really interesting sort of transegrity of pinpointing the gravitational forces within each of these selections. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I think the jury deserves a roaring round of applause for doing this work. And it's important for us as festival organizers that we get really good people who take their time out to look at this, who know what they're talking about, and who, by the discipline of discussing and debating and pro and con, really find out what stands out, what is really new in the dome, where do we stretch the envelope of what's possible. And since this is a beautiful way of moving over, stretching the envelope, this is what we're doing now. We have envelopes, which we're going to stretch. So if you two please sit there in the first round, and if you want to hear more from the protocol of a jury session, ask these two jury members or write to Michaela, who's watching now over Zoom, no, over YouTube. And please, can I have those envelopes? Thank you very much. These are envelopes counting 1 to 7. And we've rehearsed for the last half year a dramaturgy of how to open these envelopes and then getting closer to the content. And this could not be possible without the help of my charming assistants. No, they are co-tutors, Kate Ledina and Lisa Endler. So welcome them. The envelope stretchers. So you can grab hold of number 1 and see what's inside. Before this, of course, we have to give an auditory signal to the world who is watching and to you who are here and to the producers who may be here. So can we just have the national anthem? That says it all in 10 seconds. So please, would you care to open and stretch? Well, I've been overdoing the stretch number, but you can see what's inside. Yeah. And maybe Lisa wants to read.
Yes. The first award that we're gonna give out today is for the best short film, and it goes to Grandma's House by David Gardner.
Maybe you grab one. Of course, if anybody pretends or is the producer, but anyway, so in this case, Kate will pose with JANUS and the certificate, which we of course will post to Grandma's House producer.
By David Gardner.
By David Gardner.
Exactly.
So thank you. That was the first out of 7 JANUS.
And should I read
statues.
this jury statement?
The jury, in fact, made a collective statement about why they choose to be this as an excellent example of FullDome short film. And Lisa's going to read it.
Yeah. So Grandma's House, with its subtle and understated narration and deceptivity, simply cycle structure, emerges as a moving and disconcerting insight into memory and forgetting. The repeated animated fly-through of Grandma's House provides an architectural structure for the tightly edited piece. The rendering style depicts a comfy chair in a welcoming room, which slowly and inexorably crumbles into haunting and abstract deconstruction. The comfy becomes uncomfortable, and the reassuring memories dissipate with the corrupted pieces of flying furniture and ornaments. A powerful and moving piece which makes its point with subtle rigor and relentlessness, inevitably, of repeatedly forgetting as the world fragments and falls apart.
Thank you, jury. Thank you, Graham. Right. Maybe the best idea is to put this back in the envelope and memorize that we don't open this one again the second time. Maybe Musea will hold this, because this is the new stuff. So envelope number 2, Lisa, yes, a very good 2. What's inside? A certificate.
Okay. Good. So the FullDome Award, the JANUS, for Best FullDome Feature Film goes to 3, 2, 1, Liftoff by Philip Vesely.
Oh, wonderful. Hooray! And I'm so glad our friends from the Czech Republic are here in person. Come to the limelight. Congratulations. Yeah, come here, please, in between all these beautiful people. Yes. Hold it proud and hold it high. And make sure that you get a good photo from Tina. Excellent. Now wait, because Kate is supposed to read what the jury thought about why you should receive this award. Please.
Guys, this is going to be fun. Remember, we are an international festival. Okay. Letět do vesmíru vyžaduje odvahu. Hamster scientist Elon has to overcome many obstacles to make it to space, to get his robot friend back home. The story is told in an enchanting way. The characters are adorable and interact in clear but charming dialogues. The storytelling is supported by very well animated imagery. Oceňujeme grafický styl a také vkusné použití a výběr barevné palety. The animations contain well-thought-out details. Easy little physics lessons are included unobtrusively. Výtvarný jazyk střídá barevnou hlavní zápletku a monokromní výukové části. The transitions between the main colorful storyline and the monochrome educational parts have a great flow. This feature film also makes comprehensive use of the dome, a well-deserved winner of the JANUS Award for Best Feature Film.
Thank you. Thank you. It always helps to have a Czech-speaking person in the committee. So thank you. Wear it with pride, and greetings to the Prague Planetarium, or wherever you're from.
Yes.
You are? Oh, see, excellent. Good intuition. Thank you very much. Well done, Kate. You just spontaneously translated this into Czech, right? Yes. Excellent, excellent. Okay, this brings me to another topic. That's envelope number 3. Yeah, everybody
Let's
is.
see
Everybody
what
should
is
be.
inside. So this would be the FullDome, the JANUS for Best Art and Experiment Film. And this one goes to Ion by Marek Slipek. And I'm going to read the jury statement,
Look,
I guess. Or is
Marek
there someone?
shows up.
Oh,
What a
okay. We didn't see
surprise.
you so far.
Yay.
There it is, the artist.
So,
congratulations. Your certificate.
yeah,
And the JANUS, of course.
The JANUS in the one hand, the certificate in the other, and your brilliant work in your mind. So please turn to the camera and for a photo. We keep our distance, and you can read the jury statement.
The jury statement for Ion by Marek Slipek. Ever new arranging information units are portrayed in a very contemporary way. We appreciated the aesthetic choice of very clear geometric shapes and a consequent and reduced color scheme of only 3 colors, which again emphasized the clarity of the design. The space is continuously scanned. This is executed in the perfect align with music and graphics. The dots and lines, which are the sole ingredient of all geometric arrangements, make great use of the dome and offer an exceptional immersive experience. In appreciation, we award the JANUS Award Best FullDome Art and Experiment Film to Ion by Marek Slipek.
Thank you. Great, thank you. As could be expected, we have envelope that carries the number 4. Would you care to see what's inside?
Okay. The JANUS for Best New Talent Film goes to Schweigespirale by Beatrice Aliné and Tim Kaschik.
Okay. You can take it for them. Yes. So this is our representative from the young talent man, obviously. But you are from Dortmund Hochschule.
It was produced in the seminar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is a professor. He knows what he's doing, and he will bring this JANUS to the students or to the new talents. And what did the jury say why this is so good?
Schweigespirale creates an atmospheric story that draws the viewer into a personal experience of a historical event. The simple and direct visual style of the black and white 360 video footage allows theatrical conventions of staging, lighting, and performance to be successfully adapted into FullDome space. The subject matter may be challenging and uncomfortable at times, as the creators invite the audience into an imagined experience of ordinary people in a war zone. The film uses light and dark as a critical part of the narrative. The blackness threatens, hiding the unseen, intermittently this darkness is punctured by light and sound, allowing the audience glimpses into carefully constructed and evocative stories. The dome shields the audience from a dangerous exterior world while drawing us into the internal feels of the characters caught in this place. The jury commends this film for its inventive, creative, and measured use of the immersive and narrative space that the FullDome media affords.
I will tell it to the students. Thank you.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Okay. So,
We only have
two
two
left.
left.
What a
So-
pity. Anyway, this is number 5, whatever it is
Number
inside.
5. Let's see what's inside number 5. Okay, so this one is the award for Best Science and Education Film. And the JANUS award goes to Star Dreaming by Prospero Productions. Is anybody there from Prospero Productions?
So, who are the Australians here in the auditorium?
Is there some?
Okay,
Australian producer now?
we'll make sure JANUS will travel safely to Australia. But someone should hold up the JANUS as...
We're distributing that film, so we can...
Okay, so I guess you're the one picking it up, right?
Oh, someone, great. We are happy if it goes to
Congratulations.
trusted hands.
Yeah, thank you. So we're distributing.
Yeah, you make sure it goes to Australia.
I don't know who this guy is, but...
You're going to bring him a Janus anyway.
We are distributing their film, but they don't know that we are, but it's okay. It's good.
Do you sound somewhat contradictory in your delivery here? No?
There's a large team behind. I'm part of the production side, but I work with the distributors. It's all good. It's all good. We'll get there.
I love him for his confidence. No, I think... Okay, okay. Well, but you still need to...
Yeah, would you
read
like
story.
to hear what the jury had to say?
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it to you.
Wait, Kate,
Or not.
Lise, because there is the name of a Western Australian tribe that is mentioned in the jury.
That's true, yeah.
And I was texting to Michaela, who is born Australian, Aussie, and asked her, please give a voice message with the correct pronunciation of
you get it back?
this native. And she got back and said, sorry, my voice message doesn't work. Go to the film on minute 4.58. This is where they pronounce it correct way.
So I'm going to try that now and just trying to pronounce it correctly. So the jury statement would read, Star Dreaming seeks to interrogate the astronomical perspective of two very different cultures. The film combines the traditional astronomical stories of the Yamaji people of Western Australia with the cutting-edge technology of the Square Kilometre Array telescope, which sites within their traditional lands. The film offers an insight into importance and relevance of ancient wisdom to the living culture of Yamaji people and provides a clear understanding that Western science is not the only culture to interpret and understand our shared sky. While the film is respectful to the Yamaji culture and presents a well-structured and informative science narrative, the jury did feel the film remains very strongly anchored within Western science tradition and suggests there may be a value in exploring what the SKA astrophysicists might learn from a culture with over 60,000 years of stargazing experience. That said, this film offers a clear insight into contemporary astrophysics and wonderful opportunity for global audiences to be introduced to a great emo in the sky, which plays such a significant role in the complex astronomical knowledge of indigenous Australia.
Thank you. Okay. I mean, he's collecting all these trophies. It's amazing. Must be a good company. So we have envelope number 6. Yeah, well, wait, I have a statement for that one.
Okay. The Janus for special jury selection goes to Deconstructional Shift by Rocco Helmchen.
First of all.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. Now you can say something.
Okay. It is really, really important that this is a collaborative work between me and Johannes Grass, who cannot be here tonight because of the obvious thing that keeps people from going somewhere at these times. So, but he's watching the YouTube stream, so who would have thought that?
He can yell and explode with health. So, thank you, Johannes. Thank you, Rocco. This is your certificate. I hope we got your names right. You've got the JANUS right. We've got the photo. And yes, send our greetings and good vibes to Johannes. And thanks for this amazing film.
And gute Besserung from us too. And the jury statement. The special jury selection is always a tricky award, as it aims in many ways to celebrate something that either slips across or beyond categories. Deconstructural shift warps, strips bare, and renders the world transparent, revealing hidden forces that are invisibly woven into the fabric of the urban environment. A rich mix of modeling and LiDAR, we think. This work re-renders the world beyond the camera lens, a superstructure of abstract forms, vivid colors, and distorted structures. The piece is tightly edited and moves along at a driven pace, and yet manages to hold fascinating images suspended in the dome for just long enough to amaze. FullDome productions are saturated with lensless productions. Things beyond the camera lens, it is a spherical space of alternative envisionings of reality through scanning, data visualization, and modeling. Deconstructural shift is a celebration of these techniques and holds them together as a hypnotic manifestation.
Thank you. So if you paid attention, you realize that the 7th JANUS that we have to offer will go for the best FullDome audio production, which it will. We have a separate jury for the audio production, and Christoph Schatzschneider is the leader of the sound jury. He had the good opportunity. What?
He's not here.
He's not here, but he's there. And he has access to view and listen to the quality of the audio production here in the Dome. And of course, this is why we entrusted Christoph and his colleague to listen carefully and make a decision which of the submissions deserves the audio awards. We didn't want to burden our 3 people with making that decision. That would have been impractical with YouTube. Anyway, a winner has been found, and since you are the person with clear eyesight who can read this, it's this production with 3 letters.
So it is Aeon from Alejandro Casales from Mexico.
You really think he's from Mexico?
Yeah, that's what the program says.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we have this informative program.
Right.
So, and we've got international winners all over the place. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was it. This was the announcement of the 2022 contest of the 16th Jena FullDome Festival. And thank you again, jury. Thank you again, Kate and Lise, for announcing this, for reading out the statements. Thank you very much, Cosima Göpfert, who is the artist who created this JANUS statue. And I think JANUS is already a household name in the FullDome scene. Some people collect more than one. And we hope we get more in the coming years. Now, Tina Preiser, who is a magnificent photographer, has a great suggestion. She suggests that all the winners that have been announced, that have their JANUS in their hand, would please come up to the stage that we can get a group picture together with a jury. So take out your wide-angle lens, Tina. She has already. What foresight. Yeah, of course.
Come here, come here.
Raoul, come and be an Aussie.
Where are the people? They were just here, so we can just slide out of the picture.
Yeah. Can we have eine bunte Reihe, Janus, non-Janus? Okay, well, it's anywhere. Find a place, make yourself comfortable wherever you are. Wide-angle lens. Aber ihr müsst noch ran, ihr Lise, Kate, dass ihr mit auf... Tina, give us instructions. Oh, yeah. Not move? I have an urge to move. So like this? No, can we have second?
Is that strong enough?
So okay. We are growing. We are growing with old age. Oh, don't fall in the Janus.
That's all right.
Is it really a wide-angle lens?
Don't move, just smile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we know who the winners are and where to send it to. We have a break because there is a sold-out concert with Karakum at 8 p.m. and I see the guys are already on stage. They have to do some preparation. We ask you to leave the place, and only those who are fortunate enough to have a ticket for the concert are allowed back in. And after the Karakum concert at 10 o'clock, at 10 o'clock p.m., 22 Uhr, there is the last concert for tonight with Martin Kohlstedt. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your Janus. Don't be sad if you didn't win a Janus. The festival will continue and probably your film will win the next one.